This is things you might ought to know for Wednesday, November the 6th, 2024. And I am Jake Cleveland Payne, and I long day yesterday. Just speak personally to just kind of playing for a moment. Yesterday was the start for our basketball season at my college. So I am, for some reason, of all things that aren't my job, I also run the media and PA for basketball. Long night with that one, long day getting it started. And then came home to watch about an hour and a half election coverage with family because my family is weird. And we did that. And as we went to bed, Donald Trump was winning, but not quite won. Woke up this morning and Donald Trump essentially has won. So we're not going to really complain about the outcome, just that it was a long, long day. So if you hear less energy in our coverage, trust me, these are actual things I really care about. It's because I need a nap. But we still must fulfill the obligation of things you might ought to know. Some fun stuff for the day as we wrapped up all the history and commisery from the news thing we had about 5 minutes ago. Birthdays, history lessons, and of course, a fun celebration for this sixth day of November. And we need some celebration as some people are sort of commemorating and some people are trying to figure out how to get their resumes fixed because they voted for the other person. Let's start off with this beautiful lady right here, Kelly Rutherford, who is 56 years old on the day, and our birthday is the funnest of a thing. Kelly Rutherford is a very fine actress, does great stuff, but here's the thing. This is a running joke between myself and a former girlfriend from college that just from watching TV. When you see Kelly Rutherford comes across your screen, you know your show is about to get killed, unalived, as they say these days. Kids are saying the show's about to die if Kelly Rutherford shows up. It just is what it is. Go with it. Not that she's a bad actress, but for some reason, as the vultures are circling, she shows up. Death is in the wings with his big old sickle, just waiting for it to happen. And Kelly Rutherford is taking a guest starring role or a new recurring role in something that's about to die. Her and Ted McGinty, both people tend to like, don't know them personally, but tend to like as actors. They do great stuff. But when they show up, the quality is going down, but we still love you anyway. Also, birthday love to Thandie Newman, who is Newton. I was going Newman is Newton, who's 52 years old, and Emma Stone, turning a cheeky 36. Happy birthday to this trio of great women. And if Kelly Rutherford shows up on your sitcom, be prepared for cancellation soon. My words. I didn't said it. Yes, I did. Let's move on to some history things for today. Things that happened back in the day, and not since the amazing, mysteriously leaving of the Baltimore Colts going to Indianapolis in 1984. Do we have something to really remember, really get mad about for your football team? That being the Cleveland Browns, the former Cleveland Browns, who are now the Baltimore Orioles, because in 1995, about 10 years past that movement of the Colts, Art Modell, the owner of the Browns, found a way to make more money by moving that team to overtake the team that used to be in Baltimore. So the new Baltimore Orioles used to be the Browns. Oddly enough, a new expansion team, because expansion was time, came in and the Browns are back, sort of. They are the Browns. They're the team. They got the name. They were able to do all that stuff, but they're not quite the same Browns of old. They don't actually have the history and the legacy, although they pretend like they do. It's weird like that. Also on this day in 2012, Barack Obama was reelected president of the United States. So yesterday he was elected the first time, and today he gets his reelection based on the days that the elections happen. So he got 2 terms. Trump now gets 2 terms. Donald Trump, although they're split, he's the first president in like the second president ever to get a split term in his actual election. So congratulations, Donald Trump, on that one. That is history on its own. Also, the oldest will be the oldest president in charge. Also a thing there. So we'll keep an eye out for what JD Vance is doing lately. And in 2017, Shalane Flanagan became the first American woman to win the New York Marathon in 40 years. But that all that epic news beforehand, epic history, we had to go with something that was lighter. We're going with that one. No jokes about Kenyans and marathons. Just we're going to move on from there. Moving on to a word, not a big word, fairly good sized word, but a word you may not use in your everyday lingo that we're asking you to try today. It's called besotted. Besotted means infatuated or obsessed. Used in a sentence, he was so besotted with her that he could think of nothing else, spending every waking moment imagining their life together, which sounds very sad for him and very scary for her, but that's how it's used in the sentence so you can understand what besotted means. If you can use this in a sentence, well, more power to you. If you want to skip this one, it is a little freaky, a little creepy today. I'll allow it. But you can find out more words, more vocabulary, more other words to learn for yourself at the Big Words Project, another project, a part of the More Bitter Media brand. Go to thebigwordsproject.net, check it out for words to learn, and look for more editions. We'll get back on track, I promise. Big words you ought to know. That's vocabulary words. It's kind of simple. But that book, purchases from those books, go to help fund Arkansas literacy programs. Help the kids read more by learning some words on your own. It's a win-win. And I get a commission. Win, win, win. There you go. Daily affirmation for the day. Oh, this one's a good one. I am patient, diplomatic, and tolerant because some people are going to be unhappy for quite some time, some for at least 4 years at the outcome from last night's election, with this morning being us waking up to find out where we're going to be. But this actual affirmation enhances relationships. So those relationships with those people you may not want to feel patient, diplomatic, or tolerant to, by being what you said you're going to be, it actually improves those interpersonal relationships, fostering understanding and respect, reducing conflicts, and enhancing communication. It also reduces stress because it helps you sort of find a woosah, find a place in time and space where you can see that it ain't so bad. You are patient, you are diplomatic, you are tolerant. This is an affirmation that you can use today. If you don't think affirmations work, I understand. If you want to give it a try, try the book 100 Daily Affirmations for Positivity and Confidence. Why? Because I wrote it and I get a commission from that as well. It has 100 affirmations with 5 different reasons, 5 different definitions, and why this affirmation will work for you. And if it doesn't, rewrite it any way you want to and make it work for you. It also goes into details on how to make them work. It does take a little effort. And if they don't work for you, they don't work for everyone. And they're not magic. They just are just reframing of thoughts and processes in your head. Then I understand. But give it a shot, give it a try. It's a bit more nuanced than fake it till you make it, but it usually works. It's a whole turn your frown upside down. It actually has some scientific fact base to it. And now, celebrate good times. Come on, it's Nachos Day. First created sometime around 1943, the popular and loved nachos are of Mexican origin. History tells us that Ignacio Nacho Anaya created the original nachos back in 43. And according to his son, Nacho was the maitre d' at the El Monero restaurant in Piedras Negras. One evening, after kitchen staff had left, a group of Army wives stationed at Fort Duncan in Eagle Pass came into the restaurant. After a long day of shopping, they were hungry and asked for a snack. Nacho came up with nachos, and they were born. All hail nachos. Nachos are a great thing. Nachos weren't, they didn't serve nachos last night at the basketball game. We had an issue where we were short on staff for consecutive sessions, so I didn't get my first batch of nachos. That thing I'm actually upset about. Donald Trump winning, I can live with. I'm not happy about not getting nachos last night, and I need a nap badly. If you feel like you need a nap, or you feel like you may need to do a Rip Van Winkle 100-year sleep, don't take it that personally. Don't take it that hard. We did have an election last night. We did have results for some people that aren't exactly the way they want them to go. But if you're not, dear friends, you can still be the hero of your story and keep things going and keep that guy in line if you didn't think he was going to do what you want to do, or give some love to other people down the ballots who are also now in charge. Make sure that they actually stay in line as well. I published a book called the Now What Network Manifesto based off my nowwhat.network website, which offers up ideas and thoughts and sort of commiseration, if you will. And yes, I use the word on purpose on our elected officials, the people we put in office, and what they actually do once they're in office. Interesting note from some of the coverage this morning on Donald Trump from a pro-Trump person, basically saying that now that Donald Trump's in office, he promised a bunch of stuff. He said his logo is his slogan is promises made, promises kept, and so now he has to keep a lot of promises to a lot of people, and many of those promises, as all politicians do, don't actually jive with the way reality works and don't actually add up in actual dollars. So we will see how we can keep him accountable if you were not for him, or keep accountable other folks down the line who may disappoint you because they will break your heart. They will hurt your feelings. They're worse than ex-girlfriends and ex-boyfriends. Politicians will lie to you to your face. You will vote for them when they're lying to you, and then they will continue to lie to you by saying, "Oh, yeah, I said that, but yeah, conditions are changed. I need this now. We can't have it now." Now, What Manifesto is a book that offers 10 tactics for you to stay engaged with political action committees, all the stuff happening, how to be engaged in politics and with the people who are in charge and the people who are not quite in charge to maybe help get them in charge to break your heart as well. It's a very quick read. It goes along with the Now What Network website. And you can just find it by clicking the links in this presentation, going straight to Amazon and getting it in paperback or Kindle format. And next week, hold on to it. We are going to offer some sales and specials for Kindle. So if you don't get it this week and get into it, we're going to have some spells to push it so we can continue our narrative on a positive bent for the politician stuff. But in the meantime, check it out, see what's going on. Want to get a taste of it, go through Now What That Network and find out what we're going to do. And I do say we together to keep hope alive, not using the slogan for that guy in particular, but to kind of keep our politicians in check going forward, whether the guy you won or the guy that won is not the guy or gal in this case you wanted to win. Let's talk about us, all of us. We need a grand platform. We need more people engaged. We need more people in a conversation. Yes, this show is more of a monologue going forward, but it is a conversation where you tell me what it is you're wanting to talk about, what it is you want to see, you want to get into the news. And we do have conversations in other platforms as well. So if you're on the live feed, something like this, I really can't stop because I've got the clock hit. So thank you so much for popping in live for things you might have to know or for things you might not have heard every single weekday morning. We need you to like, share, and subscribe to this stuff. We need you to respond and comment so we know what we're hitting on as well. We also need you to like, share, and subscribe so we get more people engaged in the process. This morning, as I'm doing this live, it means nothing for people watching the replay. We have a extreme large number of people who are watching this live today for this part of the program. Many more people hit these numbers like we have for the previous one, the one before this, which is things you might not have heard the new stuff. We have a lot of people who are chiming in, tuning in on X, who are watching the fun stuff. And we're glad about that. We're happy with that. We want that to grow, but we need your help to help us grow. So like, share, subscribe this here video, and other platforms, other things we have on the platform, including the short hot take videos and our newsletter. And if you're listening to us on a podcast somewhere, that as well, sharing with folks. When you like it, people see that it's worth checking out, so they love that. When you share it, people assume that you're giving them something that they will like to see, or maybe something that they know you'll hate, so you'll get higher for that. Sometimes hate is where we grow as well. And if you want to get more of us, subscribe so this is out when we pop up in your feeds, whether live or in something that's pre-recorded down the line. Like, share, subscribe to grow the Conversation Project. I thank you for being a part of the show today. This Wednesday, November 6th, 2024. A long night last night, a groggy morning this morning, a slog of a day, I'll say personally, for work today, and then going to bed early on one Wednesday night is, one thing about being an adult, saying I'm going to bed early is one of the happiest things you could say. And just if you need an affirmation, say I'm going to bed early and then do that. Trust me, smile will be on your face all night long in your sleep. In the meantime, join us tomorrow for another edition of Things You Might Not Have Heard, which will be the news stories, the headlines that you call conversational for today, presented on the Thursday. And of course, alongside with that, the second show, things you might want to know, the fun stuff, which is really long today. I guess I'm really, really, really out of it commiserating today, but you're there. Whether you, let's wrap up with this. We're already going long, so let's wrap up with this. Whether you were a Trump supporter or a Harris supporter on the national level, the election is effective. They do have to count the actual ballots, but it's all been covered. It's all been projected. Trump gets the magic 270. So we're going to look forward to the next edition of Donald Trump. And it is what it is. So working with the system, work with people that you know, work with folks to get the best out of what you can from what you can. Either folks are going to do something that's going to hurt your feelings regardless. So it is going to happen. So just be ready for that. And as today's affirmation is, keep the temperature down, be diplomatic, be be a bit be empathetic for some people because some people are going to want to complain or gloat way too much today. That's my public service announcement for the day. Going way too long for this one for all the folks who joined us. Normally, this thing's only 10 minutes. 15 is a very big stretch, but thank you for sticking with us today. I'm going to get out so I can prepare for some short clips, some things to do for the rest of the day for us here and my full day. Join me in comments. Join me at our email address, inbox@gmail.com. Join us at our website, thisisconversationproject.com. And join us again tomorrow for more things you might ought to know. And of course, things you might not have heard.